open for business. See you later.
Oh, we didn't change the, we still haven't changed this. I don't have, what's weird is I can't see my health, which is really strange. Let me try something. Should see player. Oh, not party, player. We don't see a player flame. Here, let's do this one. Let's do reset that one. Is that okay? That's player. Okay, cool. We're going to put target. I think that looks pretty good. It's a human hunter. Hey, dude, what's up? Yeah, this is the Project Epic private server. This is a human hunter, yep. And let's go, where am I going to put my pet window? We'll put this here, and then let's do target. Yeah, that's fine. It's, you know, I'll put it in the stream description. Project Epic. It's really cool. It's, they've been working on this. This is a beta. This is the third beta, I think. They've been working on this server for years, and it's like a Classic Plus. It's a Classic Plus server, kind of like a vanilla. You know, like I'm sorry, like a Turtle WoW, very similar to like a Turtle WoW. I'll put the link to the server in the stream description. Hold on one second. See Project Epic website, and I'll go ahead and paste it here for you. It's basically really kind of unusual because it's using a Wrath of the Lich King. It's using a Wrath of the Lich King client, but the talent trees are Burning Crusade talent trees, but the leveling experience is like a vanilla leveling experience, and you can only go to level 60, right? I wonder if I can do... Wouldn't that be cool? It'd be so cool if Bartender would affect players' frame. But it doesn't. Just go to the website. Go to the website, click custom content, and read this section. Go to the website, click. I'm not going to go through and read it all because there's too much. When you say what's new, there's tons of stuff. New dungeons, new raids, new class combinations, new abilities. Not a lot of new abilities, some new abilities. So, wow, can Bartender affect player frame? I need an add-on that... I want an add-on that changes... Let's see, WoW add-on... Yeah, you can play an undead paladin, and you can also be a dwarf shaman. Dwarf shamans, yeah, they wanted to make sure that people could play a shaman or on the alliance, and that the horde can play a paladin. Oh yeah, undead paladin makes perfect sense. Remember, all the undead are is people that have died and have been raised from the dead to become part of the scourge. So if you were a paladin and you died and they raised you from the dead, wouldn't you still be a paladin? I've always said that undead paladin makes perfect sense. I love the day-night, and they've done a good job. They've done a good job with the day-night cycle. Let me see. Do I have highlight target? Also highlight. No, we don't want to do that. Yeah, we don't want to highlight target. It makes the bar look weird. Yeah, there we go. Oh, the other thing we haven't done is, let's see. Um, what do I call it? Did I really call it send pet mark? Yeah. Pet attack mark, yeah. Did that just happen to me? I didn't change the keybind and it just worked. That was really weird. Did that just happen to be the right keybind? What are the chances, right? Let's take a look. That's hilarious. Where's Shift D or yeah, Shift D. How did that work? Maybe hold on a second. How did that fucking work? Target. That is effed up, and that is so weird. Shift mouse wheel. We're looking for shift mouse wheel up. And I'm not mouse wheel down. That makes no sense. How did that even work? How the fuck is that working? This is the macro. Let's take the macro off and see if it still works. It doesn't. Okay, that is just bizarre. That is so bizarre. That is so bizarre. It just read my mind. The game read my mind. It's a wizard. You're not gonna get me with your frostbolt. No, the kiting begins. Man, I just like super fast. Interesting. How much money do I have? 16 silver. No, I'm shooting the wrong guy. This isn't gonna go well.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
We almost had the Geomancer dead. Let's see if we can get him. We're gonna run back. That should get him. course, you got to attack me. Oh, little bit of a concussive shot. This is getting dangerous. Combat has ended. I don't know if I even have any food, do I? Yeah. We got a magic candle. Save that for later. See, most people that are playing on this server are just, they're too lazy to like level. They're actually just boosting their characters to like different levels so they can try out the dungeons. I'm not doing that. I'm actually, because I enjoy the leveling process. That's my favorite part, is really just leveling and seeing how your character gets stronger as you play around with different talent builds. Oh, hey, Reptilian, I didn't see your comment. How's the server? Yeah, it's running great. No, it's running. Ever since they figured out the issues yesterday, it's been running really good. So, yeah, it's running great. I think I'm pinging around, I'm pinging 111 right now. I always miss when I don't have the offset camera angle. That always always annoys me. Because it's only in Classic WoW that you have that, unfortunately. Okay, I'm gonna have to get some better mana drink. I'm just burning through my mana. So Reptilian, have you been playing? Have you been playing on the server, Reptilian? We can get together in group if you want. It's weird because I don't think there's a quest helper that works, so you have to basically read the quests. Which is, I'm not going to lie, I hate to admit it. I hate to admit this, but it's actually annoying not having a quest helper. Because you're so used to just hitting the map and saying, oh, I need to go here, you know. So... Played about 30 minutes. I just want to get my pet. I don't want to attack this guy. Definitely gonna need some more mana. This is actually dangerous doing this. Let's try to burn this Geomancer down. Nice.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Alright, this isn't hardcore, so we're not going to worry about dying too much. We're just trying to get these quests done.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Yeah, it's running fine. It's running good today, and like I said, it's been running really good ever since they figured out the issue. There was an issue with one of the spells. It was actually a paladin spell. Um, I can't remember which one it was. It was one of the talent-based spells that you get from talents. I think it was Holy Shield. I think Holy Shield for some reason there was some sort of weird issue with it. It was causing like the server to crash, but they figured out what it was. They fixed it, and ever since then, the server's been great. Yeah, my biggest problem with the server, like I said yesterday, is the fact that they allowed people to boost, because you get most of the people, a lot of people in the server are all at higher levels because they just boosted. They wanted to like do the new dungeons and stuff, but I wanted to level up and see what the new kind of discover the new zones, what they look like, discover any new quests that they put in, because they put in tons of new quests. So oops, I don't know how that happened. That was weird. It's on my mouse wheel up. That's the issue. Where's my mouse wheel up? Okay, so I know what's happening. No, that's not it. Okay, now it's not working. Okay. Yeah, I think I understand that that's a good way to get people to test later parts, but the problem, I mean, the problem is now you have nobody. Most people aren't really at the low levels. They're all like running around um, at higher levels. So okay, now we're good. So it's just plus it's like. I don't know. It takes away the feeling of everybody leveling at the same pace, the same, you see everybody move through the zones together, which is always one of the fun things about a new server is everybody starts off at the same place and you get to see people progress and
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
these guys hit so damn hard. No, this is beta. This is like beta 3, I think. This may be the last beta before release because I think they said that most of the stuff that they wanted to get in for the full release is in. I think this is just really the last testing phase. Damn, mouse polling rate's too fast for this game. I don't know if that's going to be a problem.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Shit. It's tough doing this quest without a pet. Nice, we're gonna ride this paladin's coattails. All is right in the world, yeah. Yeah. Spells do this. Damn polling rate. Ah, the mouse polling rate's too fast. It's causing my screen to jump when I try to right-click the screen. Oh, shit. Shit, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. No. Good lord.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
They're like everywhere. This cave is dangerous, man. I'm telling you. I mean, for a hunter who's running around with a dagger that does 0.9 damage per second. I'm level 9, and my dagger does 0.9 damage per second? You gotta be kidding me. Oof. I think I've got a quest. Yeah, I got a quest to loot these spiders. Oh, he's got it too. Good. No, where you going, dude? Let's kill more spiders. Let's get this quest done. Nice. People freed. Oh, we rescued them all. Right. I need this. Are they leather? Oh, they're cloth. Oh, that's Hispanics. Are they better than mine? No. There's a chest here. Roll for chest. I got a 38. Let's see if he rolls for the chest or if he's just gonna ninja loot it. He's gonna ninja loot it. Don't know what rolling is. Oh wait, you can't do that. You're in combat. Oh, he was trying to ninja. 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 He's gonna circle back. I could just hearth back, but it's alright. We'll help him out. We'll help him get out of here. Although I still think I need some more of the supplies, I believe. The mining supplies. There's another chest. Yeah, I still need some of these. Ooh, another magic candle. Nice. Can't do that while in combat. One thing this server does that I don't like is when I switch targets, it automatically attacks. Like if I'm shooting arrows at one target and I tab to another target, it automatically continues shooting arrows, which I don't want that to happen. I want to be able to switch target without shooting because I don't want to accidentally tab target to, like, let's say a mob that's been frozen by a hunter trap or something or sheeped and accidentally break it. You know, I don't want to do that. So that's really annoying that it works that way. Yeah, I think I'm done in here, yeah. I need princess and... Can you change that? Good. Oh my god. I was wondering if you could. I just hadn't looked yet. Auto... What is it? Your character will automatically... Oh yeah, good. I wondered if it was in there. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That's really annoying. Yeah, that's not good. Thank you, Reptilian. Yeah, I wondered if that was... I had planned on looking. I just hadn't gotten around to it. What is this guy? Is he like AFK or something? Dude. There, he finally moved. I was like, what are you doing? Maybe he's looking at his quest log. I like the way she stands when she shoots. She's got kind of a... like this cool, like, kind of broad stance. It's actually pretty accurate. I mean, if you're trying to have a stable base to hold the bow without, you know, shaking. Pretty cool. Hey, we're almost there. We're getting close to level 10. We can finally maybe do our quest to get our pet.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Need to get myself some. When do I get dual wield? I think I get dual wield at 20. It would be nice to get myself a beefy one-hand sword or something for my Raptor Strike. Oh, the only thing they changed, which I found out yesterday when I was looking for a swing timer, is you don't need a swing timer in Wrath of the Lich King for Hunter because you cannot clip your auto shot. So no matter what you do, if you have an ability that's ready to use, just go ahead and use it. It will not clip your auto shot. Your auto shot will always go through. So that makes, playing the Hunter quite a bit easier, actually, as far as, like, you don't really have to worry about, when you're shooting your arrows. Just watch your global cooldown, and once it's up, you can just use whatever ability you can do your whack-a-mole technology at its finest. Yes, Morpheus. Yes, whack-a-mole is my favorite game. Ooh, healing potion. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and hearth back, I think. Because I'm feeling lazy. Actually, no, we're not. Because I think we have a quest to kill Murlocs, don't we? Yeah, but my inventory's full. Let's kill some mangy wolves, get some skins. It is a big quality auto blah 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 quality of life. Yes, it is a big quality of life. Although it is fun to have the swing timer is always I think the swing timer is pretty visual to have on the screen. I actually always enjoyed having the swing timer. I just think it looks cool, but I always like customize it and make it cool little green colors to match my hunter. So I ended up going away from shadowed unit frames because I didn't like how the text wasn't really rendering that well, so I'm using just the default Blizzard frames. But I did install an add-on that turns character portraits to their class icons, which I think looks really cool. Plus, I also like the art style. It's a very cartoony art style. So you can see here my character portrait is a bow, and if I were to target another player, it would be their, if it was like a mage or something, it'd probably be like a cool staff. So I actually really like that. What is this? Ooh, I don't know, it's not as good as my boots. But yeah, so I'm going with just the default frames. I wish there was an add-on where when I'm out of combat, I wish I could set the visibility of my frames, because when I'm out of combat, I don't want to see anything. I want these frames to be gone. The only time I want to see my frames is when I'm in combat. That's why these bars here, this bar and this bar beneath it, they're invisible. All my bars, my game menu, my bags. You don't see any of that stuff unless I mouse over it. These bars over here, you don't see unless I mouse over them. There's just no need. There's no need to see them when you don't need to use them, so. Just clutters up your UI. Lots of herbs. I'm a little surprised, Reptilian, that I thought the server would have more people. I guess not as many people are aware of this server, but I did think it was going to be more populated. From what I've seen, if this thing is right, the /u 1 to 60, is that we've got 400 people, and yesterday when I did that, it was around 500 people, so it's not a lot of people. So this server, I will say this server needs people to survive, because I think the strength of this server beyond the cool, Classic Plus stuff is I think the fact that it's got arena, that it's got PvP, that it's trying to do PvP. Because to me, one of the things that will really make a server stand out and stick around for a long time is if it has a good population and a lot of people that are doing arena. They're doing arena teams, doing battlegrounds, PvP stuff. Yeah. Because if you don't have enough people, PvP just doesn't work. You have to have a good population. So, well, here's a fox. Check it out. We can tame a juvenile fox, guys. Or a little fox pet. That's the first fox I've seen in the game. That might be our first pet. Yeah, I think the server could be in trouble. I mean, Turtle WoW was out for a long time before it had a player base. I mean, it was out for years before it really developed into having a decent player base. And one of the problem with private servers is you have to stand out in some way because people who have invested a lot of time in Turtle WoW may not want to go to a different server because, you know, they've invested all that time in their characters on Turtle WoW. But I think one of the strengths of this server, hopefully one of the strengths of this server is the redesign. No one's customized the WoW world in such a good way. Like when you walk up to Goldshire here, there's no other. I mean, Turtle WoW's done some really good stuff. So I shouldn't say no one. Turtle WoW's done it, but they're using a different, you know, programming here. I think I've got. Hold on a second, I'll pull it up. They are using They're using a TypeScript WoW, which is a different kind of way to modify the World of Warcraft private, you know, the custom client. It gives them a little bit more control over. Gives them a little control over what they're doing. So you can see, I mean, this Goldshire is so much improved over the normal Goldshire. It looks really cool. All right, I need to vendor some stuff.
Need help?
Well, I need to sell some stuff. I don't know what professions I'm going to go with. Right now, I'm just doing this stuff to make money.
Hello. Safe travels.
Yeah, that's true. It is because it's a beta. Well, I think one of the good things with the beta is there'll be a lot of videos that come out of this. A lot of people streaming like the dungeons and stuff, and so you don't have to actually play it. You can just go watch people's, you know, streams of like doing Dead Mines or whatever, and see what it looks like, and see if you think it's something you'd want to play. I mean, the problem with me is I've gotten to the problem, Reptilian, that I don't like leveling unless it means something. It's hard for me to level on a beta because it doesn't really mean anything. We're gonna lose all the progress. So it's hard, you know. I just wanted to check it out. I like what I see so far, but it is very difficult for me to spend a lot of time leveling because, you know, because I'm gonna have to do it all over again once the game's released. So. But it was a good exercise to go through, get my UI set up the way I like it, you know. You know, I got my UI set up in a way that I like. I think this UI is pretty decent. You know, I got my reshades set up, got the graphics looking pretty good.
Need help?
So.
Light bless you, King's Honor, friend. What can I do for you?
But we're getting close to level 10. We've got our floating peace bloom over here. Watch this. We're going to have our floating peace bloom. Here it is, my favorite peace bloom. It's magical. It floats in the air.
Hey there. See you later.
Oh, now he gave me a sturdy dagger. I'm sure that's an upgrade. Oh yeah, look at this. Sturdy dagger. This is a huge... So the dagger I had was 0.9 damage per second. This is 6 damage per second. So it's 6 times. So we can get rid of this other dagger. So that's going to be big for me. You know.
See you around.
King's Honor, friend.
I supply only the finest goods.
Yeah.
Safe
What
travels.
can I do for you?
What I need now... Oh, leather
Good
merchant.
day to you.
That, 52. I don't even think I have gloves, do I? Yeah, I don't even have gloves.
Have a good one.
It's like I don't even have gloves. I might as well buy some gloves. Alright. Like I said yesterday, I feel like with these private servers that you kind of miss the boat. I mean, the biggest boom for private servers was back during the Nostalria's time because Classic hadn't come out. I mean, if you could have released a server like this before Classic WoW ever came out, this server would be massive. I mean, just would be massive. Um, it's better than Turtle WoW. Like the biggest advantage it has over Turtle WoW is it's on the Wrath client, so the client's way better. I mean, the graphics are way better. The client runs. I mean, it runs super smooth. I mean, this game is very responsive. Like it runs fantastic. It was running like shit yesterday because there were some issues they had to fix, which they fixed. But right now, it's running really, really, really good.
I supply
So,
only the finest goods.
oh, this guy sells potions right here. Wow.
See you later.
But I don't think. I think I'm gonna go play some. I think I'm gonna play some Dragon's Dogma. I think I'm gonna. I wanted to level, but it's just the same thing I said, Reptile. It's hard for me to level when I know I got to do it all over again. So. So I think what I'm gonna do is probably stop the stream, and I'm gonna come back and play some Dragon's Dogma. Anyways, hope you guys are having a good Saturday. I don't know if I'm going to stream Dragon's Dogma or not. I probably will at some point, but I need to get something to eat. I haven't eaten anything today. Anyways, hope you guys have a good Saturday, and I will catch you next time. And I don't know. I think when this game, I think when this releases, I'll probably play it. It just depends. I mean, the problem I have with private servers, the biggest problem I have with private servers is they are private servers, right? They are private servers. They are never going to keep people in them for very long, typically. Right, the golden era of private servers is pretty much in my mind is over. You know, people have played Classic WoW for years, so there's not that nostalgia. There's not that like trying to play something that you couldn't play. You know, people couldn't play Vanilla for so long. They couldn't, and they couldn't play Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, for a long time, and then they played it for years. And now people are bored with it. You know, people really. It's cool to see a server like this, and people will definitely play it, but you're just not going to get that many people that are going to play it, I don't think. Not for a very long time. You might have a lot that play it for like a few months, but they'll just eventually bleed out and disappear. That's why I'm saying that the only way this server will be really, really successful, in my opinion, is if they have a really good PvP community. And the problem with a good PvP community is you got to have a lot of people. You can't have just a few people. So it's going to be interesting. Turtle WoW was able to keep a pretty good population over the past year. So maybe they can pull some people away from Turtle WoW. I think they will be able to pull some people away if the content's really good, just simply because the client's so much better than Turtle WoW's client. And Turtle WoW released a different server too, which segmented their player base a little bit. But the other thing too is we've got Cataclysm Classic coming out, and Cataclysm Classic, in my opinion, is one of the best versions of WoW for PvP. And Cataclysm Classic's going to be big. I mean, it's not going to be huge or anything, but I guarantee you, because they're not going to keep the Wrath of the Lich King servers up, they're not going to continue to keep those up and running, and because of that, you're going to get a lot of people that were playing Wrath that are going to go right into Cataclysm. And Cataclysm has some really, really good PvP. So I anticipate that Cat is going to be fairly successful. And I think, and I'll be playing it. I'm actually looking forward to playing Cataclysm. Some of the dungeons, some of the zones in Cat are actually really good. The problem with Cat that pisses people off is just they change when you pull out a lot of the quests that people had known for so long, they're all gone. So people can't level up doing the same quests they used to. You know, people had gotten comfortable and they've gotten so used to what they knew, and so they got really comfortable with that. And then Blizzard pulled the rug out from under their feet, so to speak, and changed the world, changed the zones. You couldn't even move through the zones as easy. Like some zones are underwater, and so just even navigating the world became different and challenging because you weren't used to it. It wasn't the same thing, and the quests were gone. So that really changes things. But the thing about Cata that I think a lot of people forget is that some of the zones in Cata were really cool, like the new zones. Like Deep Home and stuff were just really cool, and the dungeons. And other thing they did with Cata in PvP is they slowed down the combat. They slowed down haste. Haste is reduced, so battles take longer, which is I think a really good thing for PvP. And the same thing in the dungeons. One thing they did in the dungeons, they made the dungeons more difficult. They're not tank and spank anymore. They brought back CC, so they went from They went from the Wrath of the Lich King where things became kind of more tank and spank, and they tried to pull it back and make it more difficult, make the pulls more difficult and challenging so that you actually had to CC a little bit. You couldn't just say, well, I'm going to run in and tank and spank. People are going to try it, and I guarantee you, you're going to see people in the beginning of Cataclysm are going to be going into max level dungeons, and you're going to see a lot of wipes. You're going to see a lot of wipes where tanks are going to think, oh, I'm tough, I can just run in here and pull this whole group, and you're going to see a lot of people dying, which is going to be great. I love it. So... Well, hey, Reptilian, in Wrath, so in Wrath, what server are you playing on? And I guess that was something I had thought of, like in Wrath, is does it translate into Cata? Like, because a lot of times when these expansions come out, Reptilian, I like to play from level 1, you know, because I'm crazy that way. But, I mean, I've got characters, I think, on, let me log in to see where my Wrath characters are. Because I planned on playing probably Paladin in Cata, because it's really good. So I'm on Grobulus, right? So that's the server I'm on, is Grobulus, which is an RP PvP server, and I've got a level 80 Paladin. And that's about it. You know, I guess I have a level 24 Paladin for some reason. Actually, I think the reason I have a level 80 Paladin is I think I transferred this character from a different server that I had leveled her. I think I did. Let's see what other... I don't know if I have any other characters in Cata. No, that's it. The only ones I have on this account are on Grobulus. Now, I have some on my other account, but that account's not currently active. Actually, my other account probably has more characters. So, but, yeah, so I mean, if Cataclysms comes out, I probably would just, I guess, start with this character maybe and go into Cataclysm with Lonely Dude, but I don't really know. I don't know. I don't think I would start from level 1 because that would, yeah. I probably would just start with this one. So maybe what I should do is think about if I want to play like a hunter or something. Like you can see I've got a hunter here. Or actually create, can we have a Worgen? Oh, we don't have Worgens in Cata. Oh, we got Worgens in Cata, right? Yeah, but some... Yeah, so probably what I'll do, because I like Worgens a lot, and I think Worgens are Cata, so what you'll see me be doing is probably starting from level 1. For my hunter. Like, if I do a hunter or a rogue, it'll be a Worgen. So I'll probably... But I gotta look at hunter. I don't know how good hunter is in Cataclysm PvP. I think they're pretty good, actually. I think they're pretty good. Here, let's take a look. Let's take a look real quick. Might as well. Yeah, Subatiz is a good one.
Memory of Hunter isn't serving me exactly, but I wouldn't say that Survival. It's either Survival and Marksman were like very similar in identity. I think Marksman was for the silencing shot, and Survival was more for like some of the the roots on your traps, and I think the Wyvern Sting as well into that. But I don't think anybody was really a dedicated Survival Hunter, so it's probably somewhere down here. Specifically, Arcane Mage at the start of Cataclysm in its original release was absolutely disgusting. But since we're using the final patch, I could see it being squishier and not as good. It was still pretty straightforward, just spamming Arcane Blasts. I don't think that it's going to be like the highlight mage specialization. I actually think probably Arcane on retail is going to be a little bit of a better experience than Arcane on Cataclysm. So putting it kind of like middle of the pack, maybe a little bit lower than middle of the pack for Cataclysm specifically.
I would like to say Arcane on retail is actually really good. If you guys have ever played Arcane Mage and Dragonflight, it's really good.
Fire Mage, on the other hand, this is like one of the best times to have ever been a Fire Mage throughout PvP. I can remember Volkazar playing with Seranus and playing Balanced Druid Fire Mage, and you would just melt people with Combustion. Combustion was a damage over time effect that you would be stacking up your dots and then blast and then spread onto the entire team like a wildfire and just melt everybody on the team. Completely unique flavor, amazing, fun, unique playstyle. We're shoving this one up onto the S tier. It's a really powerful and good one. Frost Mage, this is another one that's really fun and a step up from Wrath of the Lich King. You can use Cold Snap on offensive abilities like your Orb. And I remember fighting like Mitch Jones in Cataclysm, and he'd send out his Orb, he'd Cold Snap, send out a second Orb. You'd use some combination of like Deep Freeze, Blanket, and you would just absolutely tap people with Ice Lance. It was a really big powerhouse. I don't think it's as flavorful as Fire Mage was in terms of a unique playstyle. It's still kind of similar in the sense on retail with builds that you've got. So it's going to be a little bit lower, but it was definitely a very good time in Cataclysm to my memory. Paladin was kind of like a counter pick healer. It was particularly good into like the Hunter comps and the Rogue comps, where Resto Shamans would normally struggle. You'd see that in the finals at BlizzCon. I think it was Pooks was playing a Paladin in matchups against Hunters as opposed to playing Shaman because it would really struggle. So Paladin really strong in this expansion. You could Holy Priest ability. You'd still see it pop up, particularly it's definitely one of the like Rogue Hunter and Paladin did. I don't Paladin was kind of like a you'd send out his Fire Mage throughout P, but it was a good time for Ret Paladins in retail Ret Paladin in that sense.
And so he's going to talk about Ret Paladins. And I told you in Cataclysm, Ret Paladins are insane. I didn't realize he put Ret in the S tier. A lot of people I've seen put Ret in A tier. And I got to tell you, I played Ret Paladin in Cataclysm, and it was crazy. Like, I'd go into Battlegrounds and just stomp people. They hit so hard.
Sense off healing support. You got maybe more sustained damage, killing shamans and stuns. I think it's probably gonna it's definitely one of the most powerful specs if we're ranking this on power. So maybe we put it up here with Death Knight. It was a really good spec. The Guardian of Kings for tankiness and defense, Inquisition to boost up your damage. It was a good time for Ret Paladins in Cataclysm. Disc Priest, although maybe it wasn't noted as much as Resto Shaman in terms of its overall competitive viability, you'd still see it pop up. Particularly, I remember Soda healing Ret Paladins and Unholy Death Knights together, and RMP Rogue Mage Priest. I think that it was still good. I think it was a really fun healer overall. I'm going to be slotting this one up onto the A tier. Holy Priest, I don't remember seeing any. I think it's probably similar to where Resto Druid is. I don't remember.
But he hasn't touched upon the rogues yet.
Seeing almost any. The extra use onto the S tier. Definitely a great
Shadow Priest S tier.
Great experience overall. And Sidu, and he would adapt his talents to become like a second healer against dot comps so they could outlast them. It had a lot of unique specializations. You got Mind Spike for burst damage in this expansion. It was decently tanky. This is definitely a good one. I highly recommend playing with like a Warlock or with a Rogue. Those were pretty common ones. And even Feral Druid in some tournaments. Shadow Priest, Feral Druid. For me, I think Shadow Priest is probably coming up onto the S tier. Definitely a great experience overall. Ellie Shaman, unfortunately, not so great. You don't get proc Lava Burst, I think. Or maybe you did get proc Lava Burst. I remember playing it in Season 9 at the start, and it was okay, but then powerful as prevalent the second time around. Affliction Warlock. Now, if you're an Affliction main, you've probably been suffering a lot from many. Destro we saw a bit, but I
Affliction Warlock S tier.
Wouldn't recommend it. I'm a little bit of Destro, everyone. To play Affliction, you absolutely have to play Affliction. This version of Affliction is you could use it at the start in Season 9 because I remember Mage Gain Time Warp, and then I think they removed it. It might not be usable.
I'm not really a Warlock player. The only time I've really enjoyed Warlock was when I played Destruction. When I played Destruction Warlock in Shadowlands, and it was like insane. It was so much fun. But Affliction's different.
The Shaman is still probably the best healer overall. It has some weaknesses and counters, but I actually wonder if those counters will be as prevalent the second time around. Affliction Warlock. Now, if you're an Affliction main, you've probably been suffering a lot from many expansions in terms of like what you want for the class fantasy or the overall gameplay and threat. This is one where you have to play Affliction. You absolutely have to play Affliction. This version of Affliction is super fun, one of the most fun versions of it. I would debate maybe even close to the most fun version of it. Your damage feels really impactful, meaningful. You have great control of the fight. Just spread damage, dot damage, really fun. Especially, basically any dot class is having a great time in Cataclysm. Demonology, I don't remember seeing any. There was a little bit of Destro every once in a while, but I don't remember seeing like practically any Demonology. So Demonology, we're probably going to be slotting down here. I don't remember seeing any of it really. Destro we saw a bit, but I wouldn't recommend it. I'm trying to remember the situations where we saw it. It was like cleave matchups. Maybe some people went Destro instead. It's not really a Destro expansion. I wouldn't recommend it overall for Destro. But I think it was like somewhat passable. Arms Warrior was really fun. You got Throwdown, which is a stun. You got a lot of extra damaging abilities as well. It's still really good, even moving from Wrath of the Lich King. I'm going to be slotting it up.
It's funny when you look at the S tier right now. It's almost all. Well, it's not all casters. We do have some melee with the Death Knights and the Paladin, but you've got a lot of casters up here for damage. And even you could argue that Death Knights are kind of almost like casters. They're not casting spells, but they're doing a lot of magical damage or diseases, and but they are melee. So, but yeah, you've got Fire Mage, Ellie. What is this? Or what is this? Elemental Druid? Or sorry, oh god, whatever the Druid class is. Fuck, I can't think of it. What is the Druid spec that's whatever? Moonfire Druid. We'll just call it that. And of course, you've got Warlock, Affliction Warlock, Shadow Priest. You do have the Ret Paladin, but we don't see like just the base Warrior and Rogue yet. But I think we're gonna see the Rogue pop up in the S tier.
Let's just kind of like pair the melee with the melee, the healers with the healer. I think Arms Warriors are really fun. I remember having one in season 9 and just doing
balanced Druid. That's what I was trying to think of.
And just mowing people down with that. It was really fun. Just ping ponging around. Still experience with one of these. It's one of the better than combat, but still maybe not going to be so strong in season. Subtlety. This is one where it's like. This is like the king, like rogue lock shaman, right? The combination of these S tier specs was stupendously good. Like one of the best, most common composition easily in competitive play,
Rogue Shaman.
And was one of the most fun times to play it because you had things like redirect come into the game for rogue and soul swap for warlock, so you could redirect a stun and soul swap a bunch of dots to a healer and feel this like epic swap moment in the game, which is what made it feel completely unique. So if you're one of these specializations on like A and up, and even B, for these specs that maybe you're coming from retail, Cataclysm is absolutely worth it. You've got to see what these specializations brought to PvP and really enjoy them firsthand, because a lot of them are completely unique and a really good time. So,
I think looking at this, I think one of the classes I probably should really try to force myself to play, which could be really fun, is Fire Mage, because I do like mages, but I've never been super great playing mages, but I do enjoy them. And Fire Mage, I think, would be the one thing I don't like. I've never liked. The one thing about mages that sucks in arena sometimes is the constant having to sheep. Nobody, like, when you're playing a DPS class, you kind of want to do DPS. And having like an instant cast stun or something is not too bad, but having to cast sheep all the time, it can get a little annoying. It's like sheep. You're like, it's just not a fun play style to be constantly casting sheep. But I would prefer PvP and MMOs to be more reactionary based, a little bit more like counter a spec, like understanding how like one spell can counter another spell, and maybe breaking like stuns and breaking. I would prefer there be a little bit less CC and make it more of a kind of like a reaction, like understanding the mechanics of countering spells and strategy. To me, that's more fun. I've always felt that way. I think CC is more of a noob type way of presenting combat. It's easy for someone as well. If I press this button, I can CC somebody, whether it's a stun or a knockdown or a interrupt, as opposed to having to understand that if someone casts a specific spell at me, I have to react in a certain amount of time with this ability or this spell to counter it. It's a little bit more reactionary. But that's just the way I like to play. I like to play more reactionary than, So anyways, whatever, just a kind of a side thought. But I think I might try to play a Fire Mage today in Cataclysm, and we'll just check that out, because I do have a Cata client right here, so we can go in, and actually leveling on this Cataclysm server is fairly quick because it has the dungeon finder, and it's pretty easy to get groups. At least when I've tried to, it's been pretty good. So like right now, I leveled my paladin, and just I don't even know how many hours I played this paladin. Not a ton, but I was leveling up a paladin. And it was fun. Paladins are super strong in Cata, and I've got a rogue that I played here a little bit with Worgen, and so we could create a mage. And I wonder if you can do a Worgen mage. Oh, I think we'd have to make a Worgen mage. That would be cool. So maybe today I'll stream Cataclysm a little bit, and I'll level up a Worgen mage, Fire Mage, and see how that works out. So I think that'd be kind of fun. in kind of in preparation for it, would just to see if I really would enjoy playing that play style in Cataclysm. And when Cataclysm launches, which we know that it's probably going to be coming out, I don't know when. I think it's going to be within the next couple of months, I would imagine. So I don't think it's too far off. Anyways, hope you guys are having a good Saturday, and I will catch you probably. Enhancement Shaman takes off in Panda. Yeah, I think like Shadow Priest also in Panda is really, really good. And, obviously the monks are going to be pretty good in Panda. But Panda wasn't bad. Actually, PvP in Mist of Pandaria was pretty good. And as much as I hated the idea of pandas, and I've said this many times, I don't like the idea of pandas. I think it's kind of silly. I don't want to play a panda, But I will say that the zones that they created for Mist of Pandaria were really good. I really enjoyed the zones a lot. In fact, I loved walking through those zones. The way they looked visually was really nice. The way the wind blew the leaves through the trees, the music they implemented was pretty decent. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good. Not one of my favorite soundtracks as far as music, but Dragonflight has a pretty good music soundtrack. Of course, the original vanilla soundtrack's really good. Shadowlands actually has some pretty, not Shadowlands, sorry, Legion actually has some pretty good music if you guys are into the different musical soundtracks of WoW. But anyways, I'll catch you guys later. I'm going to get something to eat. Peace out.